Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start looking as a lost. What's up, chat? How are we all doing today? Whoa. As you can see, I still haven't finished or even made any progress on the Arkham Asylum set. I just left it like that. It's been like that for like days now. Okay. I think what game are we going to play today? I could play Minecraft. I could play Valorant. Just realized. I'm gonna play Minecraft. I'm gonna have to either. We're not playing Minecraft today. I'm gonna start off the stream playing some Valorant today because why not? Okay, I gotta make sure though. Yeah, it was like that the other day. Why is this all changed again? Okay, we're just making sure the OBS was set correctly. I don't really use the OBS to keep an eye on the stream anyway, but if I'm just talking, I would. I was gonna play Gotham Knights, but I hadn't had the opportunity to actually check it out, like get it all, make sure like it's set up for what's it called? Set up for OBS and for streaming, because I was editing 2 YouTube shorts yesterday. Then I was also editing a what else was I making? Oh, I was making a thumbnail for a YouTube video. Then I've completely scrapped the Walking Dead and DC video for now, because it's just there's too much like already being posted up there on the internet about DC, Marvel. So I thought we won't do that, because it just doesn't make any sense to make those videos right now, because there's just so much already being posted on it, and I don't think my video would do well. Hello. Hmm. Maybe. Damn it. I'm so useless there. I've been so useless. Okay, snipers are clearly not my forte, so I'm gonna go with this. I can do this. I am speed. I just become Lightning McQueen. I'm Lightning McQueen. I didn't get an I literally did nothing that entire game. I feel terrible. Ah, no. No. I can do this, chat. I believe in myself. I am Uman. Who knows? Damn it. I got majority of them. Damn. I'm gonna snipe him. I'm changing position. You just blinded all of us. I have a feeling they're gonna go to this side. Actually, I wanna go right here in mid. That's definitely on me. What the shit? Why? I'm actually getting so sick and tired of this game. Someone raged quit.
30 seconds left. Seconds left. Spike planted. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
I am so done with this game. I am done. I'm mentally and physically done with this game. It's actually genuinely pissed me off.
Spike planted.
Don't follow me, bro. Leave me the fuck alone. We're not winning this. Like, some of these shots aren't even lining up, so I'm a bit confused on how some of these people's shots are lining up than mine. I'm kind of done with this game. I don't think I'm gonna get what I want. No. How could you already have that shot lined up?
Spike planted. Player standing.
I wish there was an option to say report because they're stupid.
Spike planted.
I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Last round in the half.
My team is so fucking stupid. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Don't fucking follow me, you twats. Don't make me get my Irish half out and I'd kick your ass. Who the f- I'm reporting in for team sabotage. Because I can.
One enemy remaining.
What the fuck killed me?
Spike down B. Last player standing.
We've lost. We're not winning this. I don't want to play anymore.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
Why would you do that?
One enemy remaining. Player standing. Spike down B. Last player standing. Spike down B. Seconds left.
I wish this team could just shut the fuck up. hate this game. I hate it. I'm slowly growing a passion of hating this game. I wouldn't be surprised if this turns out to be the last game I ever play of this. That's all I'm gonna say. I have seen cheeseburgers. Oh! I'm so done with this game. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I'm so done with this game already. I feel like I could just yeet this controller into the. Imagine if I accidentally did. Shit! The following content has been disabled, Tetra. Just the character. The whole character has been just been disabled. Which one is that one again? I'm trying to remember. Which one is... Was that a map? I can't remember. This game literally gets on my nerves sometimes. I sometimes just want to burn into the ground. Oh, now I can't even relaunch it because the game needs to be updated. I'm not freaking updating it. It's pissed me off. I'm like, I could punch my display. That's how angry I am with that game. It's so annoying sometimes. Like, sometimes there's like not even a reason for it to be the way it is, and it just is that way, and I'm like, I hate this. I hate this, guys. It's like Trump. I hate this, guys. You know, it's just gotta be the way. We're gonna make big bombs, big bombs, big bombs of butts. Now I'm just being stupid. Sometimes I see people. Should I? I'm trying to think. Should I play some GTA? I heard so. I just realized I'm a bit nervous. Oh god. Oh god, guys, I'm nervous. Oh shit. That game's really going on my nerves. I'm really like angry at that game. Like, I want to break it. Turn it into darkness. I am Omen. They should hire me for voice acting. That game really just pissed me off. It was really fucking annoying. I mean, I should be using that. Oh god. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna reset to my default game. It's called Brotato. Cause I'm just upset at this point with Valorant. Valorant's just like, there's no consistency with Valorant. That's the problem with games like Valorant. There's no consistency on a lot of things. I just realized this is probably still set to the webcam only. My bad. Okay, 15 range. Let's get this. Let's get that. Let's reroll. Lock that in. Lock that in. Lock that in. We're gonna get all of these items. Bang 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 bang. You know, I'm a big fan of that YouTuber. I'm just thinking of making Donald Trump impressions, just going, Tesla. I love Tesla. I think Elon is a great guy, even though sometimes I don't agree with him on a lot of things. I heard there's like rumors that like not rumors because they're probably not rumors because it's coming from like people in the US. I've heard that some people are saying that like the government has been shut down again, and I was like, really? Didn't they like shut down like less than a year ago? How many government shutdowns do they need? They should give Trump like the award for like the quickest government shutdown. I will say, good thing I'm in Australia. Because I don't think I've ever heard about Australia being in government shutdown. Ever. In the entire time that I've lived here in Australia, I don't think I've ever heard about the government going into shutdown. As far as I'm aware. Which is slightly funny. In my head, it's like, there's governments out there going to shut down, but Australia doesn't. Chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets. I don't want to get the shotgun. I don't want to get that either. Ooh, pistol. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Oh god, I'm gonna die. No. No, 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 no. It can't be like this. No. The potato people. They're very strong. Oh, shh. I would actually take that. Yes. 45 range. 6 speed. Had an itch on the back of my ear that was like underneath my headset. I will say one thing I kind of like dislike is when people get white peripherals for like their phones or like their setup, like their computer setup, and they're like, I like it because it's white, and it's like, but that's gonna, like, the second you sweat wearing that or using that, it's gonna get so filthy so quickly. Like, it will become like, it'll just become disgustingly brown because of the sweat. Which I like don't understand why people like, if you're gonna get white peripherals, just don't, because it's not gonna stay white. It's gonna get filthy. Like, the only reason I would suggest getting white peripherals if you wanted to like customize it yourself, like get like something that's safe to apply to the white peripheral, like a paint or something, and then you're customizing your white peripherals that won't be white by the end of it because they'll have like different colors. That's the only reason I would, in my opinion, get white peripherals, is just so I could customize the white peripherals. Let's go 30 range. Let's do that. Oh god. Live. Live. Don't let them kill you. Oh. I gotta live. I gotta live. No. No. Live. No. So close. I need a second away from this game. Just away from gaming. We're gonna do a team maker list because I haven't done one in a while. And I don't see why not, because like, so window capture, not that one, this one. So we're gonna do a team maker list. Where is, okay. I forgot team maker. I don't think a lot of people use this anymore. Go ad free. I got ad blocker. I get blacklisted from this website. We're gonna do one on video game characters because why not? Yes, video games. Yes, yes, yes. That's a good one. Video game friend. No, that one's got like a long list. I am not. Minecraft generated structures. Actually, that's one we could definitely do. Starting off with the basic classic one, the generated chest. D. It's the worst one. The snow. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. The igloo. I would say that's C tier. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. Ocean Monument, B tier. Bone structure. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's better than the generated chest. Mine shafts. I think mine shafts in general, they're all really S tier because you can really like get a lot of good stuff out of them. Pyramid. I would say just better than Igloo, but not as good as Ocean Monument. Desert Village. Definitely a good starter. I would say just slightly better. This is like stupid. I don't know why that exists. That's like the dumbest thing. So useless. Monster Spawner. I would say A tier. Because you can definitely retrofit that and reuse it later. Obviously A tier. You can get an Elytra from these structures and a lot of good materials. Nether Fortress. I feel like they need to do a lot of work on improving that right now. So I'd just say I would say better than a village, but not as good as those. The Forest Temple. I feel like those are just terrible now. They're not good. Same with the Pillager Outpost. They got nothing really like. It's better than the Forest Temple, but I wouldn't put it better than the Desert Temple. Normal Standard Village. Sometimes they could be better. The Acacia Villages, they kind of aren't that great. Abandoned Shipwrecks. I would say just slightly, just below. Spruce Village. It actually can be good. Dark Oak Village. They're pretty much the same as Desert Village. What's it called? Ender Dungeon. I would say up there with the mine shaft, and same with the woodland manor, because like you can get a lot of good stuff. I'm just speed running now to make a list because I'm just so I just don't want to play Valorant again. It's just not worth my time. Hmm. Her. Valorant agents. I could do. Oh, that's not even all of them. That's just some of them. I'm trying to find a good team maker list. Resident Evil characters. I might actually play some of those Resident Evil games on stream one day. Nintendo. Video game main characters. There's 334. Let's go with this one. Starting. Okay, I've not even played half of these characters. Oh my goodness. There's a lot more than I thought. There's a lot more games that I thought would be on here. Never mind. Too many. Too many to pick. I think GTA characters is easier. This is just GTA 5. This isn't even GTA. It is GTA 5 characters. Like I know one. Well, let's start off with all of them being shit. Just hating on GTA for nothing. I don't mean a GTA. I love the games. There has to be something good here. Hmm. 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 Oh no. Oh no. This is what doing tier maker lists leads into. Best video games of all time. No, I'm not doing that. That's gonna have like. No, no, don't. I have played Star Wars Battlefront 2, the rebooted version. I could rank all of these characters. I can already easily rank them. Anakin Skywalker's A tier, Boba Fett B tier, Bosk is just shit, Chewbacca is okay, Darth Maul there, Vader, he's basically okay, Count Dooku there, Palpatine, pretty much useless. Phasma's just shit. Finn, shit. General Grievous, I would say pretty OP. Han Solo, he's okay. This character, I can't remember the name. Kylo Ren, shit. He's just basically Vader. Lando Calrissian, Leia, Luke, Obi-Wan. Rey is literally just Luke, just retextured, and Yoda. Yoda's actually a lot OP because he's just so small and fast. That's how quick I can answer that. Now we're gonna go back to a game now. Gonna go back to a video game. What game should I play? What game should I play? What game should I play? I don't know. You know what? I've never played this game on stream. We're gonna play it on stream. I will say though, I've never played this on stream, and I don't have like a simulator rig. I literally just use my controller as seen, mainly because I don't have the money to spend like to get a full-on racing simulator rig. Like, how much is that? Like, racing sim setup. Like, just for the uh just for the literal like just for the literal pedals and steering wheel with the paddle shifter. It's literally like
EA Sports.
it's in the game. And I open OBS. I'm trying to.
You guys, everyone, the garage in the back of the factory, you guys have worked so hard this year. So proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
I just realized it's a bit. There we go. That should be a bit better. But like, as I was saying, the literal steering wheel and just the pedals alone are $850. I know you might be saying, why don't you just get the Logitech one, like the cheap Logitech ones? Even those are like $400, and they're not really that good. Like, they're decent, but they're not amazing. So yeah, I just realized I can't see the chat. What we will do is we're gonna make sure that audio settings, music, and make sure I'm gonna make sure that copyrighted music is not gonna play, because I don't want to get a copyright claim. Oh, EA music. Yep. Theme is the one we want, because that will just. We're gonna continue on to my play through on my game. Oh, actually, we could start over. I just realized. Ah, shit. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Whoops. I just realized my actual name. I just doxed myself. I just put. That's not even my actual name. It's my friend's name. Just doxed my friend. Whoopsies. Whoops. No, we just changed the name. Yeah, okay, let's just okay. Okay, I also gotta make sure I don't leak any personal information about myself or my friend, because that won't be good. Okay. Okay. I think I fixed it. Whoops. Whoopsies. I don't know if this stream will end up staying up on YouTube after today. It's just gonna be deleted because of it. Just leaking private information of people. AKA myself. Whoops. AKA my friend. Whoops. sake, yay. That is, that's a good one, I guess. Okay. So we could decide to start over, or we could play from my already existing playthrough. If we do new, we could just start over. Would that be fun? Recommend settings, custom. Now we're gonna play from my existing playthrough, and then if this stream does well with F125 being played, we will play more eventually. Okay. I just realized I didn't set goals for these. Complete. Let's do that one. Finish in a better position than your teammate. Complete. Spend over 50. I don't think that one's even possible. Mainly because then I have to then enable. I feel so stupid. Dun 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 dun. Okay.
We're going to be logging some extra data during this session. Nothing you...
I don't care if you got extra data. I can't wait for the 2026 DLC, I will say. Boom, 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 boom. Max Verstappen, dum, 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 dum. Daniel Ricciardo. I want Charles Leclerc to win the 2026 Drivers' Championship. That's all I'm going to say. So Charles Leclerc, if you're watching this, you have to win the Japanese Grand Prix. And the next Grand Prix, and the next one. Or at least consistently score points. So then you can have a chance to win the championship. Bum 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 bum. I bet that Yuki Tsunoda. No, it's Verstappen. It's Max Verstappen. Dum 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 dum. 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 Max Verstappen. Alex Albons and his teammates Smooth Operator. Smooth Operator. Smooth Operation.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Box, box. Box,
Please
box.
repeat, you're breaking up.
Box this lap, you dumb idiot. I will take your seat one day, Lando Norris. My goal for this gameplay so far is to get out of this team to go to, like after this one season, get out of this team to one of the more recognizable teams. Probably not Sauber or Haas. It'll probably be like Racing Bulls or Williams. I wouldn't mind joining Williams actually. Williams would be fun. I feel like I can get more performance out of this car. So we're gonna do qualifying. Program. I want to get a good qualifying, okay? You understand? You good? I'm gonna get good qualifying pace.
excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg. Nico Hülkenberg. Oliver Baumann, Yuki Tsunoda, Kalimea, Nico Hülkenberg. I just realized the webcam's going to be covering the leaderboard. Oh crap, we're on the grass. We're on the grass, help. Nico Hülkenberg. Box this lap, box this lap, box this lap.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
What difficulty? I actually don't have a clue. I can't remember. It was so long ago when I set this up. I gotta move the webcam though because I just realized it's in a spot where it's inconvenient for the viewer and I want to make sure that the viewer can actually get a good camera angle. Now you guys can see. You don't need to see the mini map, right? Well, maybe I should have put on the right hand side. There's really nothing on that side. Hold on. Let me move. Ah, crap, not that. I didn't mean that. I wanted to move the webcam. There. Will that be better? And I'll check the difficulty right now. I don't think it's very high. Difficulty, where is it? Assists. Just so you know, I'm using controller, so I don't have a racing simulator thingy, whatever it's called again. Career settings, is that it? No. Driver icon settings. Oh, I have those on. I didn't realize that, so I might end up with Michael Schumacher next year for some reason. For next season. Oh god. Where do I check the difficulty? I forgot. Unless I have to wait till I'm not in a... I'm pretty sure it's set to 58 difficulty AI level. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check in a second. But welcome to the stream. I'm pretty sure I had it set to 58. Unless I have it set to 51. There's a good chance it's 51. I remember having it on easy a long time ago. Like, I had F124 and I had it set to easy. And I was like, This is way too easy. So I was like, I need to set it to higher. Is there a way to check? Weather and time of day, no. Weekend structure, no. This is no. On-screen display, no, that's not it. Is it in here? No, that's just car stuff. No, I'll have to wait till... The only assist that I... So the assists that I have on, because I'm on controller, I do find it a bit hard with some of it. So I have it set to custom, of course, but I have steering assist off because I don't like that. Braking assist is on high for some reason. I thought I had it at medium, but apparently I have it on high, so I'll set it back to medium. With this assist enabled, braking medium will be provided when required. The higher the setting, the more assistance will be provided. Okay. Traction control apparently is on. Didn't even know that. Dynamic race line. I didn't even know that was on. Colorblind, of course I don't need that. High vis racing line. Gearbox is automatic because I just hate the controller. If I had this, I feel like if I had the actual like steering wheel and pedal, I would be okay with having a lot of this stuff off. Like, I would definitely turn off ERS assist and DRS assist, because on controller, a lot of these assists, a lot of them, if they're off assist, is like set to buttons on the controller that are a bit annoying to try and press. Where if I had a steering wheel, I think it would be a bit easier. Maybe one day I can have the steering wheel. But pretty much a lot of them are on because this controller, it's a great controller, but it's really a pain in the ass for having any of those assists off. Oscar Piastri. And I overshot it. Okay. Yep. We're going back to garage. I think I just turned on an assist that I didn't even mean to turn on. Hold on. I use controller also. Want a wheel because no assists on controller is too hard. Yeah. I definitely agree with that because like honestly I actually got to use the actual steering wheel and like pedals on a simulator rig over in Strathfield in Australia, in the city, near the city, at a tech store. And oh my goodness, I loved that. I really liked that. It was hard to learn. But if I had my own, I definitely would be using that over a controller. I love I love a steering wheel use because it's like it's just it's a lot more easier and a lot more better. I prefer having that ability to like actually have my hand on a steering wheel when playing a racing game. And that opportunity that I had was just like, it was awesome. I really liked it. It was really fun. Of course, the problem with the steering wheel is that you gotta have space for it. Where for me, I don't have that kind of space for it. Like, what you see in the webcam right now is pretty much all my space. So for me to use it, I would have to remove my bed and not have a place to sleep. Which could be an option. But it's just not really like... It's not really possible. I think like for me to get a steering wheel at some point, it will probably be like, first off, either I have to have a lot of space. Second thing would have to be like, it'd have to be worth my time to get one. But if it was for YouTube, I definitely would get it sooner. But then that's assuming like everything I do here on YouTube actually works out well. If that makes sense. Okay. So car setup's good. We're gonna... Should I start with mediums or softs? I could do what Max does. Yeah, I have no doubt that Max just sleeps. Max Verstappen just sleeps at his simulator rig. Like the second he'll be told, go get some sleep, and he'll just be like, okay, falls asleep in the sim rig instead. I wouldn't be surprised if like he never actually leaves the paddock on race day. He just sits in the car sleeping, getting ready for the next race. Getting ready for the race to be like, okay, oh shit, fuck. That's gonna fuck up my qualifying. I definitely fucked up my qualifying result there. If I can stay within P10, it'll be good. But I think I might have fucked up. I think I've lost P10. Okay. It's gonna be a hard race. Okay, P4, not bad. But I know I can do better. Why is my... I must have changed something on my assist, didn't I? I did, son of a bitch, that's why. Okay, surely I can do better, surely I can do better, surely I can do better, surely I can do better. There's something going on with the McLaren. I just saw particles come off of their car.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
I've definitely messed up my qualifying. Oh no. I did. Box this lap, box this lap.
Your last lap time, 1:13.9.
Box this lap, box this lap.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Yeah. I'm just fucking up on this qualifying. Shit. I'm tempted to just... No, that's Piastri. Oh, if that was Norris, I would have crashed into him. Sorry, Piastri. My bad. I thought you were someone else. Yeah, I will say Max is like, he's definitely a good driver. Honestly, I watched the Australian Grand Prix when it happened, and honestly, he did amazing that race. But when I heard about his DNF in China, I was like, yeah, makes sense. These cars regulations that they're on now isn't the right course of action. They should have gone. They should have either stuck with the current engine regulation beforehand, or they should have gone to a V8 hybrid system, because yeah, it just... It's just the 50-50 split is... There's a lot of things wrong with it. And there's a lot of things wrong with the new regulations. I'm willing to give the new regs a chance, but like, they gotta also...
Dropped into P14 now.
They gotta fix the existing issues, if that makes sense. Like, get out of my way, Carlos Sainz. You might be one of my favorite drivers, but I'm not slowing down. Please give me a better result. At least in the top 10. I'll be happy with that. Get it in my way. Kimi Antonelli on Patrickplayz. Okay, I'm crashing into Kimi. I'm gonna end their Mercedes domination before it even started. We can return to garage. Too energy reliant, takes away too much from the driver's. Yeah, that's true. And I feel like Formula One or at least the
That's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the.
like. I think that's the problem with F1 right now. It's that it's like it's not anymore about how the teams, like before, you could oh, my difficulty is set to 55, so I'm at medium level. But like during the V8 era, it was literally about who could drive the car the best and who had the best engine, who had the best team supporting them. Now it feels like it's a lot more based off of who's got the engine regulation down, who's got the aerodynamics down. When, like, I can partially agree with one of Fernando Alonso's comments about equal engines, but I can also see the point of not agreeing with it. Mainly because there are some pros with the no equal engines, where it is more based off the driver, because you can then get more out of your V8 than maybe another driver. Like, look at Jensen Button in 2000, I think it was 9? 2000?
Welcome to today's sprint. This is. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting. And alongside me, a man. Well,
I didn't even look at the grid. I'm sorry. Let's try. Whatever year Jensen Button won the Drivers' Championship, that was, I think, at the beginning of the V8 era or sometime in the middle of it, or at the end of V10. But like, it wasn't based off of it. It was mainly like, can Braun GP do their best to help Jensen win the championship, or at least stay running in the championship? Where before, how many laps is in this race? 12. Where before it was who can like, where now it's just who, if they have the best engine, do they have the best aerodynamics? Is the car reliable enough? Is the car, like, it's all about, is the car up to the standards for the driver? Where now it's like, it's less about the team working as a team now, and that is what I feel like is like missing from this current regulation, because a lot of it's been taken out of the equation for the driver. Like, is the car has that driver crashed or have a fault in the car because of himself, or is it because of the car? And it's more shown with Oscar's crash in Australia before the race even started. He crashed because a sudden power surge happened. Would that have happened if it was the previous regulation? No,
the formation lap gets underway ahead of today's sprint.
because it never happened
Interesting
before.
to see who gets pole position.
Well, this regulation, it's kind of a mix. I think the ground effect era wasn't too bad. I think a lot of people give it
As all the cars take their positions on the grid, the final preparations have been made.
I feel like a lot of people give
Formation laps an opportunity to.
I feel like it's like a lot of people negatively spoke about the ground effect
And all
era
that's left is for the drivers to deliver on track.
when it wasn't really that bad. Yes, overtaking was harder, but at least you could see if a driver had the skill. Unless you're in Alpine. Alpine just had a terrible run during that end of the those last 2 seasons of the ground effect era. They were like terrible.
reduction system, or DRS.
The problem isn't the fastest drivers and always winning, but the deployment system in these regs. Yeah, it's not about that I can say, yeah, that's true, because now they have to deploy their wings exactly on the right time. They gotta then deploy their boost at the right time. And then they also gotta make sure tires don't degrade too quickly. There's a lot now that the drivers have to do, where before it wasn't like that. So it's more based off, is the battery actually doing well? And it's exactly what the co-founder of Formula E said. Like, Formula One has to not be like Formula E, because here's the other thing. Like, if Formula One goes to net zero, when that happens, is that going to be fully electric? Because if so, then what's going to happen to Formula E? Is like Formula E going to end and no longer be a sport because like Formula One is now just Formula E? Like, how does that work now? And like the other problem with the 50-50 split is that like I don't think it's going to work that way. I think it would have been better. I think it would have been better if they did V8 hybrid. I think that the technology's there. We've seen Ferrari in one of its road cars have one. So does Mercedes. So does McLaren. And I believe Aston Martin has one now. Like, it's obviously like it's possible. So it would be cool to have a V8 hybrid. And that would have been a bit, like, at least a bit more better for the drivers, because then you could still have that energy boost from the battery, but at least the drivers can use the engine and the powertrain and the aerodynamics, everything to do with the car, to actually show their skill. And like you could have, like, right now the current regulations also comes down to software now, because now, like, look at Mercedes, they're at the top, but yet McLaren is barely staying in the top 10. Williams isn't even in the top 10. Like, they're not even getting close to top 10. And then Alpine is still at the back. That's four teams with Mercedes powertrains. And the bigger issue that's been noticed is that, like, Williams is having issue with the compatibility of the powertrain to their car, and then the fact that like their software isn't as good, because Williams is still in that point where they're still trying to work towards modernizing their team. Alpine has just been struggling, and yes, Franco just scored his first points with Alpine, but like the other question is, should a driver like Franco, because like his team and Franco Colapinto haven't said anything about the negativity that his fans have put out there towards drivers, and I don't think that's really, like, it's not fair that he has to deal with it, but it's also like it's not fair that other drivers are getting treated that way because of his fans. Like, why hasn't he spoken up about it? Why hasn't he said anything? At the end of the day, like, I know he can't do much, but at least if he like acknowledges that it's happening and saying, I don't agree with my fans saying that, like, that's the other thing. Like, because I could say right now, Jack Doohan could have scored points too if he was in this regulation in the Alpine. But then I'll get a bunch of hate now. Like, there's a lot of issues with this regulation and this like season, in my opinion. But the power deployment definitely is the biggest issue. But I would like to see Ferrari win this season. Yeah. The F1 fan base has become a bit like that's the thing. It's not even just the F1 fan base, because like as a fan of both, like I'm a fan of F1 obviously because I watch it, but also I'm a fan of DC and Marvel, and like how toxic those fan bases have become, and even Star Wars and all of these other big franchise, like big things that I'm a fan of when it comes to their IPs, and the toxicity of the fan base is so severe. And I think that just comes down from like a lot of different things, but also like no one in no one that's at the top of that fan base that those fans will be cheering on or not cheering on is saying anything to like calm them down. Oh yeah, definitely. Mercedes would definitely screw up at some point. I think like Kimi Antonelli and George Russell dynamic is gonna have a it's gonna be a very similar situation that we've seen before, where like the Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton situation, or the Lewis and Fernando Alonso, or more recently Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri from last year. So like yeah, at some point Kimi and George will clash. We might not see both of them DNF in a race, but we could definitely see one of them DNF in a race. Maybe, probably because of the other. Or at least get a worse result because of the other. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Kimi just, like, pull into the pits and does a Fernando Alonso on George. George just sitting behind him. Kimi just stays in the pit and like, nah.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap.
I'm gonna slow you down, Russell. But I also will say I'm a bit concerned with Lewis Hamilton's recent behavior. Like the good thing about it's weird because Russell is faster currently and more experienced driver, and in a normal situation his team would firmly have him as number one, but Kimi is Merck's prodigy and Toto loves him. Yeah. Like it reminds me a lot of it reminds me a lot of the Fernando and Lewis dynamic when they were at McLaren for that one season, and like McLaren and Ron Dennis really loved Lewis because he's the prodigy, but then Fernando's there, two-time champion, has multiple races of experience, and like there was no firm like leadership there, and that's like the same thing that I think Georgia Lando and Oscar had this issue last year, and I think my thoughts have been like, if Oscar wasn't like forced to swap positions with Lando, like I think Oscar's mentality got a bit depressed at the end of the season because the team was favoring him, was favoring Lando over Oscar, as much as they can say they didn't, but they did, because like it's a race. I wish Kimi and Russell were having this title battle in 3 years' time. It would be epic. Yeah. It could happen. George could win. But I wouldn't knock Kimi. Kimi's got talent there. There's something clearly Max sees in Kimi that Russell doesn't. Russell doesn't want to admit that his teammate has potential. But also something that I wouldn't rule out is Charles Leclerc. As much as Lewis is at Ferrari and he's a 7-time champion, he has the experience. Charles has the years of experience with Ferrari on his side, but he's also the prodigy of Ferrari. I wouldn't be surprised, because this kind of looks very similar to the McLaren debacle back in true, but then you could also say the same thing about him losing 2 points in a previous race like that. The thing is that anything could have happened if they chose to not favor Lando or not. Same with like, that's the thing. We've seen it before. McLaren back in 2007, the Fernando and Lewis rivalry gave the opportunity for a Ferrari driver to win the Drivers' Championship, named Kimi Räikkönen. We could see that again with Charles Leclerc. He could come in and win the Drivers' Championship in 2026. It's possible. Anything is possible at the moment. It's very early on in the season. Last season, I think there's a lot of things that I think that led to Oscar's like decline in performance, where honestly, if he wasn't asked to swap positions, we don't know if he would have kept his confidence. Didn't do it thinking Max would come back from 100 points. Yeah, that's the thing. No one, I think, expected Max to jump back so quickly. It would have been the greatest of comebacks if Max won. It would have been and he also would have equaled Michael Schumacher in a record of 5 consecutive championships in a row. So yeah. Also, there's so many different moments of last season, because I think Canada, when Lando DNF'd himself, I honestly thought that was the end of Lando's championship. I thought, yeah, he's done. That's going to be the deciding factor. But then he won. So it's pretty much endless at this point. Better continue this race before I forget. Then I'll be sitting here in a pause menu playing F1 25, talking about F1 2026. Honestly, I will say, I would love to see Leclerc win a championship. I don't really want to see Hamilton win an 8th championship. I don't think it would make a difference now if he won an 8th championship. Do you reckon Max is retiring from F1 soon? I'm pretty sure he will stick till 2028. I think he will see out his contract. If he will extend it after, I don't really know. The thing is, he doesn't really need to stay in the sport to prove that he's one of the best drivers. He's obviously one of the GOATs of F1. Same with Sebastian Vettel. Like, look at Seb. He's now left F1 for a while. He's talked about possibly coming back, but while he's been away, he's been doing all of these other races in the meantime. No one's been paying attention though of what he's been doing. But last year, he won the race of championships with Mick Schumacher. Like, in Sydney, Australia, like, he did that. And Max retiring, I don't think he would retire from F1 like at the end of this season. I think if next season is the same as this season, like, if the rest of this season is as bad as it is already, he probably still will stick around for next season to see if there's some slight improvement. If there isn't, I wouldn't say it would be a bad idea for him to leave in 2027, the end of 2027 season. But I honestly think he will see out the rest of his contract. There's only like now 2 years. There's only this season, next season, the season after, till that contract ends. Like, and it's a big pay for him. So like, I think he would stay, unless there's actually like a big opportunity in World Endurance or GT3 right on his offered to him right at his doorstep. Like, I think that's the only other reasoning. Well, it depends on if like this regulation gets better. Would Red Bull be cooked, or is Lindblad good enough? I don't think Lindblad would get promoted. I think Lindblad he's definitely got the skill, but he does come across a bit cocky, and I think that's a bit too soon for him. He's only done 2 races, and he's already got a cocky attitude in F1. Not saying he can't be one of the best drivers. My controller disconnected. Don't know why. But like, he could take the seat, but I don't think they would give it to him. I think they would pause for a second. They'll look at Yuki Tsunoda, they'll look at Liam, they'll look at Lindblad, and they'll probably look at another driver from another team. Because you gotta remember, this season there's a lot of drivers not gonna have a contract for next year. Esteban Ocon is one of them. Carlos Sainz is another. Who else? Lewis Hamilton won't have a contract next year unless Ferrari renews it. Oliver Behrman has the opportunity to go to another team also. Kimi Antonelli, another option. Gabby Bortoletto is another. Who else? Do you reckon they'd hire someone like Leclerc? Well, Leclerc's locked in until 2029 now. Piastri, if he has both Leclerc and Piastri would have escape clauses in case they needed them, if they're unhappy. So they could be an option, but if we just assume that there is no breakout clause for them, Leclerc and Piastri be off the limits. But I think if they want to give Hadjar more of a chance at the Red Bull team, I think they would go with a more experienced driver like Carlos Sainz, because Carlos has the experience with Red Bull. He knows a lot of the Red Bull drivers and all of the Red Bull people. But you also got Yuki Tsunoda. My controller's just disconnected. What the hell? I'm just about to crash into the barrier. Am I done? My controller's just died on me. Oh no! No! The controller keeps disconnecting. No! No! I'm going to keep an eye on the controller. But yeah, I definitely think Piastri or Leclerc could leave their teams, respectively. But with Ferrari at the moment, if they can't secure Leclerc championship, and they have both their drivers deciding to leave, because when Hamilton wins if Hamilton wins the 8th championship, like, let's say Ferrari does win the championship, but it's because Hamilton wins. Leclerc won't stay, because then he'll see that Ferrari does not care about him. Hamilton might just decide to retire, because then he's broken all the records, and he is now the definitive best driver on the grid. and never been in F1. Like, will he have any reason to continue? No. He could retire and be done with F1. He's got plenty of other opportunities outside of F1. He doesn't have a reason to stay, even now. So if Ferrari does get the opportunity to win and they don't give it to Leclerc, he's definitely going to leave. He's not going to stay. He's going to be like, no, I got my escape clause. You guys didn't back me up during the championship. I'm done.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Alonso. I think he will. I think he's sick and tired of F1. He's been doing it for so long. Like, he's a great driver. He definitely deserved an opportunity for a third driver's title. But yeah, I think he would be okay with leaving the sport. Like, I think in China he just left after he just retired from the race. He pulled into the pits and just left the Grand Prix before even before anything happened. Like, he did his interviews and then just left. So, while the race was still happening, so if he retires from F1, it's understandable. He'll probably go to World Endurance though. He has championship. He's got the championship in World Endurance and World Rally, so he has other options. It's not like he's not done any other racing series before. He's done IndyCar, he's done World Endurance, he's done World Rally. I think he could probably he could step away and just enjoy life. Like, he's got Gabby Bortoletto at Audi, and he manages Gabby, so like, will he say to Gabby go to Aston Martin? No, I don't think anyone's going to want to touch Aston Martin after the season. And that's the only thing I think. That's the only way I think Jack Crawford is going to get a seat. But will he want to take that seat at that point? Will he want to take a seat at Aston Martin after the season they've had in 2026? I don't think so. I think we could be seeing the end of Aston Martin and the legacy that was before Aston Martin. I would want to hope that Fernando isn't leaving, because he's a great driver. He honestly has a great sense of humor too. But at the end of the day, if he's sick and tired of it, he should leave. I wouldn't stay if I was him. I would leave. I would be like, no. This isn't worth my time staying at Aston Martin. Because no one else wants to hire him. Like, who's going to want to hire Fernando Alonso? He's older than Lewis. And Ferrari didn't even offer Lewis a 3-season contract. They offered him a 2-season contract, with a third option being that they get to choose if he stays. If Stroll gets fed up, I can see him quitting. I think Stroll has quit. I feel like I think he's been done with Formula 1 for a long time. But his dad won't let him leave. Like, Lawrence Stroll seems like the father that he's pushing his son to accomplish the dreams he's had. Shit. You know, like he wanted to do the World Endurance Racing thing for Aston Martin, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think there's a reason why he hasn't joined that, and I think it's because no one wants to touch him. Because Lance has not improved since his rookie seasons. Like his first 3 seasons in F1, he has not improved since then. He's gone on some podiums, he's gone on a win. I think he got a win. Has he got on a win? I don't know. He did get a pole position, but then he threw that out the window. And to be honest, I think Seb Vettel went to Aston Martin because it was the only seat available, and also he was like, if I'm gonna go to a team, okay, that's what I thought. I don't think he got a win. I was thinking he might have, but I can't remember if he did. I know he's gone on some podium. I know he got a podium once, but I don't know about the win thing. But no, I don't think Lance Stroll will stay. I think Lance is kind of done. Which I think Lawrence Stroll will be done if Lance leaves. I think it's about time Lawrence sells Aston Martin. And here's the thing. There's been shares of Aston Martin being sold over the year, like in the last two years, so who could we see take over? I think we might see Christian Horner return. Christian Horner might return. He might just take over Aston Martin. Yeah. Lance Stroll does not have an impressive record. I will say it would be in my opinion, a good idea for Lance Stroll, Fernando, to just leave F1. I think there's 2 drivers that we've seen in the past that definitely deserve a second opportunity in a driver's seat. One of them being Jack Doohan. I think he definitely deserves another opportunity at some point. And the other driver being, honestly, I think trying to think, not Logan Sargent. He was okay, but he again, I do think the time at Williams for Sargent and Alex was a bit odd, because you got Alex Albon. Yes, he's had 2 seasons, but for one of those seasons he was a rookie. The other season he went straight to Red Bull, destroyed his confidence, and he goes to Williams. And then you're basically putting 2 drivers with basically no experience together, which was Sargent and Albon. So I don't really know if Sargent's a terrible driver or not, but I wouldn't choose him if I had to make a team of drivers. But another driver I would definitely say should get the opportunity would be I would say Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah. Aston Martin's problems has been there since before Yeah, I actually thought Yuki would have gone to Aston Martin, or at least Alpine. Like, no offense to Colapinto, but he was not an improvement over Doohan. Like, no. You cannot, like, people can say, oh, but now he scored a point. Yeah, after an entire season. An entire season of being in the sport. In a car that couldn't score points prior. But now they've got a new engine. You don't know how much of that Alpine's improvement comes from the Mercedes powertrain. And not from Franco being a driver. Yeah, but his sponsor money's gone now. I think. Because wasn't his sponsor a company in South America? And now they're being tied to Gabby Bortoleto and Sergio Perez. I'm not 100% sure on that sponsorship thing. Yeah, basically Alpine is just Gasly. Pierre Gasly. You know, I think Pierre deserves I think Pierre has an escape clause in his new contract. So, I'm just going to say this. If, let's say, Mercedes has to replace a driver between Russell or Kimi, they're not going to replace Kimi, they're going to replace Russell. But let's say they have to bring in a new driver in, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in Pierre Gasly. He's a good all-rounder driver. Or if Pierre goes to Red Bull. Oh. Okay. I'm pretty... Carlo Pinto has sponsored with direct partnership with Alpine. Okay. Then it must be one of those sponsors that hasn't...
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
So it must be one of those sponsors that that's still with the team. I don't know who sponsors Alpine anymore. Like, you got BWT. Microsoft's no longer the sponsor of that team. Trying to think who's sponsoring Alpine now. I don't know. Castrol. Oh yeah. But didn't Castrol also sponsor? Oh fuck! Didn't Castrol also sponsor Esteban Ocon? Or at least Fernando, one of them two. You're an asshole. Guy on the radio. Oscar driver of the day? Oh, fuck those fans. They don't like me.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure Alpine lost a bunch of their sponsors last season for this season. So Microsoft's now with Mercedes. I believe the brand that was behind Colapinto has now gone to Sergio and Gabby Bortoletto. Because that same brand used to sponsor Sergio Perez when he was at Red Bull. Kit Kat has dropped Sergio and have stuck with Gabby for this season. And I believe, because Audi has BP, Revolut, Castrol, and Adidas, or Adidas, however you pronounce it. Those four as their sponsors. Mercedes has Petronas, Microsoft, Adidas again. I know there's another two brands there. I can't even remember. Alpine should just pack it. They'll be a mediocre for the rest of the time at best. Honestly, with Mercedes buying percentages off it, they're gonna become the yeah, but Mercado Libre, I think they now sponsor Gabby Bortoletto and Sergio Perez, so I don't know if they're team sponsoring Alpine anymore, because I haven't seen their branding on the car. So I'm not 100% sure anymore on that one. McLaren has MasterCard, Chrome, Google, Gemini, Monster, Quadlock, Puma. Who else? They got another. There's a whole bunch of brands. This is the thing about according to some Reddit post from like 3 weeks ago, they renewed. Don't know how reliable that is. Yeah, because I saw it on. Hold on, I'm gonna check myself on this. Where's Chrome? Window capture Chrome. Because, like, let's put that here. OBS. I don't know why. Okay. F1 teams and sponsors. Oh, not symbols. Sponsors. Okay, F1 teams. So, where's Alpine? Alpine. There we go. Who are their team sponsors? Official Alpine memorabilia. No, that's not it. Does Alpine have their own website? Well, Jack Doohan's not. See, this is outdated. Jack Doohan's no longer with Alpine. He's at Haas. So he shouldn't even be there. I don't think this has been updated lately, the F1 page. Because Jack Doohan's not with Alpine anymore. He's with Haas. Because I'm pretty sure if I go to Haas, he's there now. No, they don't even have him listed here. Hold on. I feel like there's a more accurate page for this. F1, when was this one? March of 2026. This is probably accurate. It's from this year, so The main title sponsors, of course. Alpine doesn't actually look like they have one anymore, from what I can see here. Every team, every race, every sponsor. Okay. Where's Alpine? View sponsors. So Alpine has 3D Systems. I can't remember what that brand's called. Yeah, they don't have Mercado Libre on here anymore. Oh no, they do. I'm a bit... Visit website. Wait a minute. Partners. They would call them partners. No, they're still here apparently. Okay. No clue. Not sure what's going on there, but F1's website, I wouldn't trust that because it's a bit inaccurate because it still has Jack Doohan listed as Alpine's reserve driver, even though he's at Haas now. So I don't know how accurate that would be. But I'm pretty sure if I go to view sponsors for Audi, I go visit website. Except or where is their partners? No, they don't have Mercado Libre. Okay. I don't know what's happening with Mercado Libre then. No clue. Because what I heard was that they were no longer sponsoring Alpine. But yeah, they definitely took Castrol from Alpine. Wait, Gillette's is sponsoring Audi? What the hell? Wait, I didn't even know this. Hold on. This is like all recent news to me. Okay, wait a minute. I'm actually curious now by each team sponsors. Lego now sponsors McLaren. Jack Daniels also sponsors McLaren. Schneider Electrical. Udemy. Splunk. DeWalt. Power Tools. Dropbox. eBay sponsors. eBay sponsors McLaren. What? Android, that makes sense because they now sponsor Oscar. Who sponsors Mercedes? I'm actually now curious seeing all of this. Okay, Mercedes took Microsoft off of them. They got PepsiCo. So the people that make Pepsi Max are sponsoring Mercedes. How dare you, PepsiCo? Where's my sponsorship? They're also sponsored by WhatsApp and Meta AI. What the hell? Also sponsored by TeamViewer and AMD. And wait, how can they be sponsored by two CPU manufacturers? I'm pretty sure that would be a problem. Pepsi livery at Qatar. Wait, are you serious? I'm curious. Wait a minute. Pepsi livery? F1? Yes, read for free. I don't care. Where is the... Have they not revealed it yet? Because it's understandable if they haven't revealed it. Okay, they haven't revealed it. Oh, but it's mainly because of Gatorade. That makes sense. Hey, PepsiCo, if you're watching, I would love to have a sponsorship. No, it's just an idea. Who sponsors Red Bull? I feel like a lot of people drop Red Bull after Christian Horner. Whole debacle. Rocket sponsors. Oh, so the former sponsor of Williams is now sponsoring Red Bull. Yeti, Visa, Tagua. That's Red Bull, obviously. Oracle. Secret Lab. Wait, Secret Labs? The people that made my gaming chair sponsor Red Bull? My goodness. Ford Racing, obviously. Mobile One. New Era. Indeed. DMG Mori. Hard Rock. What's with all of these alcohol brands sponsoring F1 teams? They won't allow cigarette brands, but they're allowing alcohol brands. Ferrari has a lot of sponsors. Jesus Christ. Ferrari, you got too many. I don't think you need HP. You could drop them and no one would care. Ray-Ban. I like Ray-Ban. I have Ray-Ban glasses from... I got the Scuderia Ferrari Ray-Ban glasses. I actually like them. They're my only sunglasses, though. Wait, PUBG Mobile sponsors Ferrari? What? Next thing I'm going to find out is that Steam sponsors one of the F1 teams. I swear, if that ends up being a case, HP ruins their liveries. Always. Yeah. I hate HP. They shouldn't... I used to have a HP laptop. It never worked. It always crashed. I stopped using HP a long time ago. Okay, Williams has a lot more sponsors than I thought. And this was a team that a couple years ago they were struggling to have a sponsor. Racing Bulls. Obviously Red Bull sponsors them. Visa. Cash App. Boss Hugo. Honestly, I would have thought there would have been a few gaming companies sponsoring Visa, Cash App, Racing Bulls. Because to me, it feels like it's racing, but it's also like video games kind of love. Who sponsors Aston Martin? We know Americo does. Honda, Crown, Puma, Coin Payments, 8 Sleep. Well, I can tell you now, Fernando Alonso's not getting 8 hours of sleep. Oakley. TikTok sponsors Aston Martin. Jesus. Okay, first off, Aston Martin, why do you have 2 companies that make oil and petrol sponsoring? Celsius, Life. I would thought they would be sponsoring Ferrari, but apparently not. Okay. Who sponsors Haas? We all know Toyota. Toyota Gazoo Racing. I want to see if there's any like weird brands sponsoring these F1 teams because it'd be funny. I know Cadillac has basically no sponsors. They got Tommy Hill. Did they take Tommy Hilfiger from Mercedes? Mercedes, what are you doing? You're losing sponsors, man. G42. Who sponsors McLaren again? Okay, I find it funny that both Red Bull and Ferrari have literal video games and video game brands and gaming brands sponsoring them. Like, you wouldn't expect it to be Red Bull and Ferrari. Racing Bulls, yes, makes sense. because it kind of feels like that team that would be sponsored by gaming companies or McLaren. But these two, surprising to me. It's very surprising to me that they're sponsored. Okay, what about is particular drivers? I find it funny. Alpine though, my goodness. I thought Mercado Libras dropped. Okay, none of these will give me English, so let's do Costa Rica then. Who are your Oh, wow. This company literally doesn't show partners. Okay, that's great. That was worthless. Mission, eToro. A lot of cryptocurrency brands. What the How does an airline have any business to be in F1? What the shit? Oh, it's okay, man. Yeah, understandable. Understandable. I hope you have a good day, have a good evening, and have a good night wherever you are in the world. Honestly, I'm surprised with half of these sponsors too, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna go back to playing F1 though now. Like, my goodness. Like, that's just crazy. Thank you, man. Feel free to, like, tune in anytime. You're always welcome to come back to the streams. So, always feel free to join and say hello. You're always welcome here.
It's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Thanks, man. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. It's very thankful. It makes me feel so happy, and also makes me feel very thankful to people that actually appreciate like the channel, and you know, it's just crazy. You have a good day though, man. Have a good day. Probably already left. Let's do this. We can do qualifying lap. I don't think I could do better than that. I'm gonna simulate this race, see where I go. Let's see. I'm still surprised that TikTok sponsors Aston Martin, and Aston Martin makes the worst YouTube shorts and TikToks and Instagram reels. YouTube shorts should sponsor Racing Bulls. YouTube, if you're watching, you know what I'm gonna say. Sponsor Racing Bulls while you got the chance. Then YouTube sponsor. I'd say YouTube sponsor. But actually, yeah, YouTube and YouTube Shorts sponsor Racing Bulls.
After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
What's in my customization? Helmets and emotes. I must have unlocked an emote without realizing. I just realized I've been streaming for 3 hours. Didn't even. I just put those dots together just now. My goodness. What's going on in is there any... I would like to unlock a lot of the driver helmets, but I don't think they give you that ability to, which sucks. F125 is... Well, I think I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Thank you all for watching. It's been a crazy stream today. Valorant earlier on, and then Potato, and now we just finished F125. We did a few races and a few laps, and had some fun. Hope you all have a good day, have a good evening, and have a good night. And as always, guys, I appreciate your existence, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.